welcome to this week where we are quite literally rocking and rolling. And not just in this slightly gross anchorage.
We are leaving here tomorrow, not because we want to, but because the winds are forcing us to, and probably the swell. They're shifting in complete opposite direction, but if you come around here I'll be able to show you on the laptop. We are currently here, and the wind is going to be shifting in a complete opposite direction over the next few days, which will give us some terrible swell if we stick around. So the plan is to head over around the bottom of the island and up to here, where it's tucked out the way, hopefully out the way of the Atlantic swell and the swell that's going to be building on the opposite side.
Important question for you though, Tony. Are there going to be turtles in the next anchorage?
I don't think so.
What? Where are we going? How are we not having turtles? You're just teasing me.
Yeah.
You're not just teasing me.
No, there's a built up area, it's commercial area.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Boo! Boo! We'll just stay here.
Good morning.
Sorry. I'm a bit confused. Hi, hon. I'm not having much sleep, as you might be able to see. I'm not really rolly. Tony, you did sleep through it, I could hear you.
I did.
See, he sleeps like the dead. And I sleep like the awake. But we're leaving. For comfier anchorages. It was just the stern of the boat slapping up and down. I honestly don't know how you didn't wake up for it. It was like little gunshots. Pew pew. So yeah, we're up early. And on a bit of brekkie and we're going. It's going to be a long sail though, today. So we are up early for it.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much wind.
So it'll be a long motor.
Hopefully not, but more than likely.
Oh.
We've just left. We got a bit swell on the nose, so it's going to hamper our speed a little bit, but we'll see once we get further around or out from the island, see how that impacts us really.
I'm sad to be leaving there. I liked the diving and the reefs. But yeah, no, it's just not been very comfy for a few nights now, and it's only going to get worse because it's just been a really strange wind shift. It's no longer coming from the east, which it usually does. So we got to go. We have got to go. There are so many pots about. Yeah, we're not moving very fast because we're putting a lot of energy into going up and down rather than forwards at the moment. Hopefully that'll rectify when we turn to port and go south. I have a theory, Tony.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We announce every time we're putting the L-I-N-E-L to C-A-T-C-H, the F-I-S-H. And I think they hear us. And I think they know. Which is why they don't bite on it. So
Well,
I'm not going to announce it.
Law on it. So.
Oh, not that word, Tony. They've heard you. What have you done? We do not catch any fish. It's so frustrating. We caught some on our big sailing from Greece to Sardinia episode, and we caught some across the Atlantic. Before that, in between that and after that, nothing. It's agony and it's so frustrating.
We put the line out anyway. At this point, it's more out of habit than hope. There's a good number of boats ahead of us. I'm not quite sure where they're going to go, but I have my suspicions that they're all thinking the same thing. Sadly, the anchorage isn't that big.
And they're all faster than us, so it could be interesting. We could get beat and not fit in. So it could be a day of anchorage hunting, slightly desperately, we'll have to find out, but it's not looking very positive. And to make matters worse, for a short second there, something very strange smelling appeared. As quickly as it came, it went away. Can't see what the smell problem is.
No, I'm hoping it's just something that was close to the engine that was just burning up.
It was pretty strong smelling though, wasn't it?
Everything, it seemed, turned back to normal. Boring even. But then...
It's fish on!
You heard that right. We have something on the end of the line. A fish, apparently. We had to remove the sound at this point because someone, that isn't me, got a little too excited and started yelling profanities at the fish. And the easiest thing to do when editing this video was just to delete some of the sound and overlay some funky music. But you can just imagine what this someone, that isn't me, is shouting.
In defence of someone who is not Tony, we don't have a proper fishing setup. We are on a tight budget. What we do have is a line around an old recycled Coca-Cola bottle. Have you ever tried pulling in a large fish with a Coca-Cola bottle with somebody's weedy little arms? It's a challenge. And don't even get me started on what is reportedly our gaff hook to get the fish up on board with. Pretty sure all it does is tickle the fish. So we use a net instead, for better or worse. And yet, despite all those challenges, look what we are about to bring up. Not really, he says, not crumbs. What the hell is that?
That is our first Wahoo.
Yeah. New knife. How's it feeling?
Heavy.
Like a lot of meals.
Yeah.
Oh, chuffed. What we come? I'm just cuddling it now. Are you filming or photoing?
Filming.
Aww. So we're bleeding this buddy. It's big fish and he felt quite a fight. So when that happens, the lactic acid builds up in their muscles, so the meat that we're going to eat, and it taints the flesh. So if you cut it so it bleeds and then run it through the water so it reduces that lactic acid in there, you get a much tastier dinner by the end of it. Here it is again. Our filleting skills, or if you're not British English, fillet, leave something to be desired. Now, it might not have been done with much artistry, but we made sure to get all the meat off and make sure that nothing goes to waste. Good job.
Yeah.
And thank you, what's apparently a Wahoo, for giving its life so we can have food.
Very much. Mr. Fish.
Yeah. Back to the ocean where it can be recycled by the other fish. Never looks very elegant, that part, Tony. You need to lower it in ceremoniously next time. Go wash your hands.
Well, that was exciting.
I was about to start a yawn. It was, wasn't it? Yeah, I was thinking, oh, it's not a great, I was not even sailing, anything. And I lay down here, didn't I, with my head beside the bottle with the line to have a nap. And you'd said, I wouldn't lay there just in case the line goes. And I think, it's not going to, because it never does. Literally, I've moved to the other side, haven't I, like 30 seconds later?
Yeah.
So thank you, Tony, for saving my scalp. That would have taken quite a lot of my hair off. Yeah, it's big. That's amazing. Yeah, it's a Wahoo. It's really cool. Never ever had that. So very eager for maybe that for lunch. Yeah. It's not very exciting again now, but doesn't matter anymore. I'm happy. We got a fish. Got a fish. I've done a check and I can't see any pots upcoming. No vessels. But the dodgy smell, just in the companionway, which is probably therefore the engine, is ongoing. We've eased up on the revs a bit.
We didn't need to ease up on the engine because that wasn't the problem. Then the problem went bang.
Our Starlink just exploded. Are you okay?
Yeah.
That's really close to your ear.
Yeah.
Is it ringing?
A little bit.
In any pain at all? It doesn't sound muffled or anything, you still hear me clearly?
Yeah.
The router thing went bang, so that's what that smell was. Tony just went down saying, I'm not sure the Starlink's on. Or did you touch something then for it to go off?
The cable that connects underneath, the power cable, it managed to free itself. I pushed it back in, switched I switched off the plug, turned it back on, and it just blew. Right.
Something went flying. What was it that flew?
The light that was next to it, but this exploded open.
Jeez.
But yeah, it was a short circuit.
Yeah. An explosion on board. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't worse, but we really need our Starlink. After a quick medical check of Tony's poor ear, which had been very close to the router as it went bang, he ran through a quick check of our onboard electrical system to rule out any further damage. Thankfully, other than one exploded Starlink and one ringing ear, all seemed to be okay.
Well, it's bad news. I don't know if you can see it under here, but
I can smell it. Apparently. Just about, yeah.
So, yeah.
It's just burnt through.
Yeah, it fried itself, and then when I put the power back on, it short circuit and blew. Well, it just completely blew up.
That's really scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you can see even from the outside.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's just charred, isn't it? It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it could have blew anything else up on the boat.
Yeah.
Like the inverter.
Do you know what caused it though?
Nope, but I don't know. It might have been because it was a loose connection. Which would make sense.
Nice fish. It's meatier than it's delicate, but meatier than I thought it would be. Might put it with some of that chorizo we have. It's raining. We've got a little bit. Well, I would say a little bit, quite heavy, didn't it? It rained, so I've got a coat on for the first time in forever, which is a bit meh, but never mind. It's been a roller coaster of a of a day sail anyway. The anchorage is looking very busy, which is even more of a meh. In fact, it's beyond meh. It's oh no. So I need to see if we can squeeze in. Otherwise, there is an anchorage which we've already gone past a while back, which we might have to go back to, but it's just not as sheltered. There's not as much going on either. And I'm going to need a internet cafe for fairly obvious reasons. Otherwise you'll never get to watch this episode. As you can see on here, down there, there's a couple of spots where we could anchor, either to the port side here or turning starboard. Hopefully not too busy. After a little adventuring up and down, we found somewhere. Woo!
Oh, indeed.
We have 2.8 beneath the keel.
Yeah.
I keep saying I really want to anchor somewhere nice and shallow. That's like easy to chill on the bottom and just chill on free diving bits, but I didn't mean in this murky water. You got half of it right. Look, we went all the way through the anchorage and around, didn't we?
We did.
And we kind of tucked ourselves away around the corner a bit. There's a couple of other boats. I'm feeling a bit like Jesus now. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that with the amount of fish that I have. So I've taken, so we've had some for lunch and there's still masses left of the first fillet, and some people in the boats around us. So, gonna do some fish deliveries because we can't eat it all. It'll go off. It's a waste of a good fish that gave up its life. Obviously not willingly, but yeah. So, gonna go share the Wahoo love. We jumped in the dinghy to go and share the Wahoo love around the anchorage. And in return, we found ourselves invited aboard a boat by two local guys for rum sundowners. What a day. We sure as heck slept well that night. Next week we do some final exploring of the island of Guadeloupe and get slightly too cosy with a catamaran before accepting the inevitable.
We have been forced to leave really because the internet decided to blow up.
Bring on over 24 hours of some rather bumpy sailing. Yeah, the size of them.